Hey there, my name is Jane. I'm a professional flute teacher in Sydney, Australia. I'm going to give you professional advice today on how to find a good flute teacher that's right for you. In these 5 pro tips, you're going to learn how to find a teacher that sees you progress quickly without the frustration. And if at the end of these 5 tips, you want to come and learn how to instantly improve your tone, then I can help you with that. I'll tell you at the end of this video. So here we go. Pro tip number 1. Get a recommendation of a flute teacher from somebody that you know who already learns flute. Recommendations are good because it normally means that the recommended teacher already knows what they're doing. If you don't know someone who learns the flute already, never mind, because pro tip number 2 is Google flute associations or flute societies or flute groups and your nearest big city and see what comes up. For example, if I put in Flute Association and Sydney, I get the New South Wales Flute Association come up, which is a great organisation, and associations like this, groups like this, normally have flute teacher lists, and you can look down this list and see someone in your area. But just a word of caution, don't automatically go for the cheapest flute teacher. Experienced flute teachers charge more, generally speaking, and also, generally speaking, experienced flute teachers are better flute teachers. Doesn't mean to rule out anyone young, because you can have a great, enthusiastic young flute teacher that really knows their stuff. But just don't be turned off by the price. Generally, you get what you pay for with a good flute teacher. Pro tip number 3, head to YouTube. If you're looking for an online teacher giving online videos like me, but of course it doesn't have to be me, find someone that gives you a sense of instant progress, someone that you can really feel like you're progressing with. And of course, you have to like their approach, their personality. You need to have a good fit with the person that you choose. If you want to explore a bit more of what you can learn from me, at the end of this video, I'm going to direct you to a free mini course to instantly improve your tone. Pro tip number 4 to finding a good teacher. Regardless of whether it's a real life teacher or it's an online teacher, you need to try them out. So try out your chosen flute teacher, even more than one, and see who you gel with. You need to feel like you're making progress, and this is important for 2 reasons. 1, obviously, you want to be making progress on the flute. But 2, you need to feel like you're making progress, because this feeling of progress, of improvement, is going to be your driver through the many months that it takes to make fantastic progress. So you really need that fuel of knowing that you're taking steps in the right direction. And pro tip number 5, regardless of who you choose as a flute teacher, one of the biggest influences on your progress is going to be yourself. And the biggest piece of advice that I can give you to make sure that you are teaching yourself the right habits and the right way of thinking is to value your small increments of progress. Rome was not built in a day, but it was built one step at a time. I was going to say one brick at a time, but I don't know my history enough to know if they actually used bricks. One step at a time. So value your small incremental steps of improvements towards your goal of playing the flute well. So why is this important? Why am I saying value your small steps of progress? It's because that it means you're heading in the right direction. And if you keep putting one foot in front of the other in the right direction, you will get to where you want to go. It's also the only way to progress. Your body and your brain can't handle huge changes all at once. It's like learning a sport. You always learn a sport a little bit at a time, or any skill whatsoever. Your brain can only cope with so much new information at once, and your body can only adapt to those changes that you're making a little bit at a time. So I want you to understand that one step at a time is really the only way to make solid progress. So value your tiny steps of improvement. Any improvement is improvement, and it all adds up. So another great example of this is in the mini course that I've created for you to instantly improve your tone. It's full of 3 adjustments to make to your embouchure that give you an instantly clearer sound. So join me there at www.flute.school/free. Come and try out my way of teaching and see if it works for you. Totally fine if it doesn't. There are loads of teachers in real life and on the internet that you can find. I'd love to see you in the first of those 3 lessons of tiny adjustments to make to your embouchure that clear up your sound straight away. I'd love to see you there. Bye for now.